I'm Ben Hooper, and this is Weekend Odds and Ends, a special Friday edition of the UPI Odd News Minute for May 1st, 2025. Officials at a zoo in Armenia said reports of a zebra that escaped from the facility were the result of a donkey that had been painted black and white as a prank. Police in Yerevan, the nation's capital, received information Friday that a zebra had escaped from the Yerevan Zoo and was wandering loose on a nearby road. The zoo later released a statement explaining the animal was not actually from the facility, and in fact wasn't even a zebra. The statement said, "The news story this morning was nothing more than a failed joke. A citizen, whose identity is currently being determined by law enforcement, painted his donkey with stripes and took it to Misnikan Avenue to film a video. I would like to inform you that the zebras at the zoo are safe and in their free enclosure." The zoo warned against anyone attempting similar stunts, saying chemical dyes can be toxic to animals and cause health problems. Moving on from a donkey in disguise to an intellectual feat in the skies, a 23-year-old German YouTuber jumped out of a plane to break the Guinness World Record for the fastest time to solve a rotating puzzle cube while in freefall. Thomas Kopke, aka Tuliko on YouTube, solved his Rubik's Cube in 23.333 seconds before opening his parachute over Mossel Bay, South Africa in February. He broke the previous record of 28.25 seconds, which was set by Australian Sam Saraki in 2023. Kopke said he has been hoping to take on the record since he first started solving Rubik's Cubes at the age of 18, but he needed to wait until he could afford to get his skydiver's license. He said more skydiving-related world records might be in his future. Meanwhile, on the feline beat, a Georgia family was reunited with their pet cat 7 years after the feline vanished during a move in California. The Davidson family said they adopted their cat Dodger as a kitten in 2016. The family was moving from California to Florida in 2018 when Dodger escaped from a friend's vehicle in the Fresno area. Dodger's fate was unknown for 7 years until a volunteer with Fresno Trap and Release found one of the cats that had been rounded up for the spay and neuter program was microchipped. The cat turned out to be Dodger, whose family now lives in Georgia. Sydney Sherman with Fresno TNR had already been planning a trip to Florida and made arrangements to meet up with the Davidsons. She handed Dodger over to the family, who took him home to Georgia. And finally, in our recurring segment, The Afternoon Rush, serial Guinness World Record breaker David Rush teamed up with a novice record breaker to take on the title for the longest duration to keep 5 balloons in the air. Rush, who holds more than 350 concurrent Guinness World Records titles, teamed up with Alex Ghosh, who had never attempted a world record before. The men took on the challenge on a YMCA racquetball court in Boise, Idaho. Rush said the goal set by Guinness World Records was 10 minutes, and his attempt nearly ended at 9 minutes and 58 seconds. He explained, "One balloon dropped toward the floor at full speed. I couldn't reach it with my hands, so I made a running lunge and connected with a flying kick and launched it back into the air. I couldn't tell if it was clean." A review of slow-motion video footage confirmed that Rush had narrowly managed to salvage the attempt. The attempt ended up lasting for a total 16 minutes and 25 seconds, more than enough to capture the title. For these stories and more national, international, sports, entertainment, science, and odd news from United Press International, visit UPI.com. Follow the UPI Odd News Minute on YouTube and TikTok. How long can you keep a balloon in the air? Give it a try and report back in the comments.